what is the Youth as Gatekeeper? Youth as Gatekeeper, teens looking out for people around their own age and opening up ideas and making sure that we're there for our peers. It's the adults, the counselors are trying to figure out a way that we can open ourselves up, and almost what I've noticed is it's all jumping down to peer leaders, that everyone's going to be helping each other instead of not that one person. It's everybody's here for everybody, almost like teens need teens, for example.
The Youth as Gatekeepers program is a mental health awareness suicide prevention program. The model is, the idea is that if youth have concerns, they're going to go to their friends first and not necessarily adults. So we need to give them some tools and some of the ideas and resources, not so that they're suicide prevention workers or full-blown counselors, but they know who to redirect people to and be able to listen to some of their friends and be able to identify some of these concerns so they can know what to do.
As our generation is populating and there's more and more mental illnesses coming about, suicide is the most risky. So I feel that's why some people would stand aside of that, because you don't want to interfere with somebody you don't know generally how somebody's feeling, how somebody's reacting to a conversation about suicide. So it's very touchy.
I've also noticed when you talk to like a parent or an adult that's like older than you, they don't really have an understanding.
I think it's really difficult to bring up something like that, especially like for suicide and stuff. In our school, there is a lot of kids who have those thoughts, whether they tell people or not, but you can see people, the way they walk through the hallways, the way they carry themselves, you can see that they have a lot going on, and just to see that as their peer and like a student and stuff, it really sucks in ways, because it's like, oh, that's horrible, and you want them to feel better, but you can't do anything about it, because they don't say anything and you don't know them.
The neat thing about this program is it's incredibly flexible. This program sometimes runs at lunchtime, sometimes after school, sometimes for a block, sometimes they get credits for this, sometimes work experience or volunteer hours. It's really meant to be shaped according to the school.
Take a small group of kids who have interest in the mental health area, train them to be presenters to other kids. So kids presenting to kids, becoming proficient, and then that group of high school students going to the middle school and talking to middle school students about the very same messages, so that the whole population of young people know something about how to promote good mental health, and also what are the indicators that somebody may be having trouble, and when to suggest to a friend, I think you should talk to an appropriate adult, and to know who that adult is.
The fact that it's open and we can talk about it is huge. The fact that there's teachers directly involved in discussing it, a few at this point in time, but hopefully one day more, makes a huge difference. You heard with one of the students previously saying that they don't like talking to adults, and they don't like talking to teachers. That's a generalization. What they mean is that they're only going to talk to people that they trust or have a relationship with, which is the basis for that trust. And so, as teachers, just to be a face in the classroom, it's not really enough if we want to make a difference in this realm. If we think that we want to make a difference here in their lives, be available to them when they go through trials and tribulations and this kind of stuff, then we have to know them beyond a face in the classroom.
Because if you talk about something, it takes away that stigma. Sometimes youth, I think, are afraid to say, I am depressed, I've got anxiety, because there's a stigma around going for counseling or taking antidepressants and things like that. I mean, if we have a cold, we go to the doctor. We have no problem with that. But it seems to me that when we have a mental health concern, we're reluctant to seek help. So I think that, and knowing, because they're in a group together, that they are other youth who have the same kinds of situations, it really helps them to go and seek help sooner.
There you go.
I'd say it's a way of teaching mental health to students at younger ages, so then they understand like the different signs and how to understand it better. then in the long run they can help others and they know how to help themselves.
It's all like almost saying it's a two-way street, because if you want to be there to help somebody, you gotta show that, hey, I'm here to help you. Like I wanna help you. I can see something bugging you.
I hope it gets bigger. People need to learn.